Okay, Sam, can you read out the question? June 2012.
Below are some of the reasons which sports coaches gave after their teams lost. The pitch did not suit our skillful way of play. The pitch was too slippery. We were unlucky. We played well, but it was one of those days. We were not good enough. They deserved to win. Our players did not seem to be bothered. We just didn't try hard enough. Using Weiner's attribution model, describe the different types of attribution given by coaches. Critically evaluate the effects of each of these attributions on performance in sport.
Okay, so we've just had a go at this question. Jess, how did you break down answering the question first of all?
I've done a paragraph on the general description of Weiner's attribution model and described each of the dimensions of the model, and then I've done one paragraph on each of the descriptions after that.
Anything else, Sam, we need to put in this answer?
Yeah, we need to focus on the second half, which is a critical evaluation, which you can use again the statements to apply and your strengths and weaknesses of each of the...
Okay, so we're evaluating basically that paragraph, pros and cons. You gave yourself 15, so what went well with your answer, Sam?
Well, I have very good knowledge and understanding in the first section of the question.
Yeah.
And I was able to use practical examples throughout it.
Yeah.
However,
keep going.
It could have been a lot better if I applied it more in the second half of the question for the evaluation, and also provided a separate paragraph for my independent opinion to make it stand out there.
Carry on. Jess. What went well?
I described each of the statements and applied them to Weiner's model.
Okay.
And critically evaluated them throughout the paragraphs, but I didn't have time to do my own opinion in the conclusion, and didn't really apply it to practical examples.
Practical examples. Okay. So you may be harsh on yourselves there, but we need to get 5 marks. So we look at the perfect answer for this particular question. So what we will do is we will break it down into, alright, this clever little table I've done here. Okay, so I've done the first one for you, with some of the bits in there that you struggled on. So as you all did, you identified the first statement: the pitch did not suit our skillful way of playing. The pitch was too slippy. External, environmental, stable, unchanging factors. The task was too difficult due to the pitch. Positively, protect player confidence, team morale by avoiding personal blame for defeat. Players may think next time, different pitch, different outcome. Negatively though, this may shield other reasons for defeat, which could lead to a lack of improvements. Ferguson is classic for this, and many of our discussions we've had in our classes, but particularly in '96, he blamed an away defeat at the opening day of the season to Man United away in this, rather discussing away grey kit. Okay, maybe due to the fact he had lots of young players at that time, he was protecting their self-confidence. My opinion of that, it would mask more relevant factors that would lead to greater improvement in the long term, e.g. specific areas of play that the team needs to work on, such as ball possession in team games. So what I'd like you to do, take a statement each. Jess, you do the first one. We were unlucky, we played well, but it was one of those days. Put down the good things you did in your answer, and then add in some examples, some independent opinion. Sam, the same for we were not good enough, they deserve to win. Alright, got about 3 minutes there, off you go. Okay, we've been working on our factors. So Jess, we were unlucky, we played well, but it was one of those days. So just your practical examples and your own opinion.
So the practical example of attributing failure to luck could be the different officials at matches. So for example, an umpire in netball may have an impact on performance. If in previous matches a team have had a poor umpire in their opinion, they may be demotivated if they have the same umpire at a following match. And in my own opinion, this attribution may be employed in more important reasons for failure. However, it is a good attribution to be used for beginners, as they need motivation to keep going. This attribute would be inappropriate for high-level performers, as they'll need to know what they're doing wrong in order to focus their training to improve for future competitions.
Good, well linked to a different level of performers. We were not good enough, they deserve to win. Where are we, Sam? So, evaluative comments and your opinion.
An evaluative comment could be a positive that this could identify specific aspects of the team and also individuals' game that needs to be improved so that they can become better performers and become more competitive over time. And then this means that the team will be able to focus on that in training. An example of this would be from the game, the opposition were better at retaining possession and recycling play, so that they're able to build their attacks, and this is what they could focus on in training in order to improve. However, since it's an internal attribution, this could lead to lower levels of self-confidence and esteem for the performers, which would also lower the team's morale as a whole, which could then lead to lower levels of participation in performance.
Which key factors that linked to, from balanced active healthy lifestyles? Demotivation, lead to lack of confidence,
Self-efficacy.
well, lack of self-efficacy and self-esteem, which can lead to
Social work.
we're getting there. Learned helplessness.
Learned helplessness, of course.
Yeah. So just remember that this particular question could relate to balanced active healthy lifestyle, so there's linked to performance. Right, final one. Our players did not seem too bothered. We just didn't try hard enough. As you say, internal stable factors. Players did not have the required levels of effort to win. Positively informed performers, they can improve on their next performance, and also they are skilled enough to be successful, which will prevent them becoming demotivated. Negative, team may fall out with each other if some members of the team were putting in more effort than others, linked to social learning theory, or social loafing theory, good. Can lead to frustration and aggression, well done, good point. Team morale could decrease, leads to worse performance. What is your overall opinion of attributions, though, in relation to performance?
I think it's very good because it identifies the correct times to attribute failure internally, so that you're able to improve as a performer, and also the right times to do it externally, so that you don't become demotivated and have lower self-confidence. So that you're able to have a coach that can identify these correct situational times, so that you can improve as a performer.
That's a good point about coaches. What about performers, though? Which performers accept feedback?
More experienced,
good,
higher quality performers that have been in the situation more than one time.
Can we link that to another theory, Jess? Experienced performers accept feedback, take risks. What are these types of performers? Need to achieve performance, all right? Relate that back to our discussions with good old Roger Federer. Okay, what does he do when he loses to Djokovic? He loses to him a lot, doesn't he? He comes back motivated, works on specific things in training in order for him to give himself a chance, all right, to succeed. So now when we're doing our revision for these topics, we've nailed attribution, that comes with exams, high fives, but if it's linked to balanced active healthy lifestyles, can we evaluate it? Can we give our own opinion as well? Because that would be a little bit more challenging. Okay, well done.